see, tattoos, piercing, and we don't have near enough room here tonight for the people who wanted to be in here tonight. So let's see what we have here. Who wants to show off? Come on, right now, right there. Let's see it. All right, would you stand up for the camera? What do we have here? What's that?
It's a totem pole of skulls that I've created. I've done it all myself.
You've done all this yourself?
Yep, everything but my back piece.
Uh-huh. Let's see the back piece. Turn around here. Okay, and what do we have here? What's that?
That's just a little demon.
A little demon. And now it looks to me like you've got something here that was ready to be written on, but there's nothing written right there. You're not pointing it?
Nothing written in there yet. Not finished.
You're thinking about that one, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Who else? Right here. Jason, why don't you introduce yourself. What's your name?
My name is Jason Evanoff. I work at Touch Class Tattoo Studio, downtown Portland. Marcy Hovanning did this piece on my chest. Took about 6.5 hours. Leaf did the tattoo on my throat. Tonight with the skull and the pupil and the skull and the teardrop.
Uh-huh. And then you're pierced there in the nipples.
Anna did my nipples with attitudes.
And could you show Jason, the viewers may not be able to see, could you turn your head so they can see that you're also tattooed up there in the head? All right. Now let's see. Who else here? Who I'm going to ask the question. Let's see, right back there. All right. You, sir?
This is my name is Don Miltberger. This is my wife, Debbie. A piece that I've done, last year, I believe it was.
And what is that? What am I looking at?
It's an Indian with a headdress, the wolf headdress.
And Don, what do you have in there?
A lot of very old stuff, about 13 years old.
Okay. Now let me ask this. Who here thinks that they, let's talk about piercing for a second. Who here thinks they have the most piercing? Who probably has the most? Rivka, do you think you do?
How many do you have? 22? I have 18, so she's...
22, because I'm bid 22. Could anyone raise that? It's 22?
Pretty bad when you have more piercings in your piercer, huh?
Okay, we can only see a few. What kind of piercings do you have?
14 regular ear holes, and then a conch piercing in there, 2 in my eyebrow, 1 in my nose, 1 in my lip, 1 in my left nipple, and I have a genital piercing, which is my most latest one.
All right, who here has a tongue piercing?
Davey.
Right there. And your name?
Dustin.
Dustin, can you show that for... Okay, now hold that a second. Hold that for a second. So our viewers can see that. We can get a camera in on that. Okay, now that is actually pierced through your tongue, isn't it? Okay, that's no... Oh, my golly, I didn't even see. We got 2 of them in a row here. Okay, there they go. Now, who here thinks they have the most unusual piercing? Is anybody going to say, I think maybe I have an unusual one? So we're pointing. They're pointing over here. Where were you pointing? Huh?
I don't think there's anything unusual about piercing.
No, but I mean someone in there who would say mine is different. Does anybody say mine's a little different?
I did a different one on a gentleman who couldn't make it tonight.
Why don't you introduce yourself?
My name is Anna Edwards. I own Attitudes. There's a piercing that originated out of California called the Madison, and it's done right in this divot in your throat in the skin. And he decided to move it down about 4 inches, so his sits right here on the sternum area. And we put a curved barbell, what they call a barbell in, and it just sits right here. The balls, there's like 2 balls that unscrew. One sits here, and you can see the 2 balls.
And 22, you have 22, Rivka, is that correct? Yes. 22 piercings. Now let's focus on tattoos. I have the same question. Who here thinks they have maybe the most unusual tattoo? Let me look around.
Everyone! Everybody raise your hand.
Uh-huh.
We all do.
All right, okay, there we go. Who has the most?
I don't know.
I'm looking right there. And would you introduce yourself to our viewers, please?
Yeah, my name's T.W. Green.
And would you stand up for a second here so they can see that a little better in the camera? Now, what are we looking at here? Because that, we're going to get a camera in, and that is very detailed. And what are we looking at?
It's a foo dog. I was born in the year of the dog.
Uh-huh. And does this go around the back?
Yeah, it does.
Uh-huh. You want to turn around? And there in the back we have, look at that. Now, the question... I think you could get into a restaurant. They have these signs: no shirts, no service. I think you could get in, couldn't you? If you ought to try. Tell me, how long did you spend in a tattoo chair to come up with that?
Oh, about 140 actual hours of tattooing over the past 13 years.
Now, I think that we had you up earlier, and you're probably pretty close for that in the tattoos too. Let's take a look over here, Marcy. What do you have? Why don't you stand up and show our viewers what you have? And you're in the business, correct?
Yeah. My name is Marcy Hovannik, and I work for Don Miltenberger at Just a Touch Class, downtown Portland. This is various, there's, underneath what you see here is about 6 tattoos covered up. There was a piece that I had gotten done here when I was younger and made the wrong choice about who I wanted to do it. Same with the tattoos underneath here. This is the work that's being done here is some H.R. Giger influence that's being done by a gentleman by the name of Creeper out of Anaheim, California.
So look at here, we're getting artistic credits on this, aren't we, really?
Well, it's important to let people know who does your work. You should be very proud of your artist that does your work.
Do you feel that way, Rivka, about your piercing?
Yes, I feel sometimes when I'm walking around that I'm a walking advertisement because I do a lot of them myself, and I started doing them myself. But I think mostly out of the fact that there wasn't anyone around that I was happy with letting it do it to me.
Well, it
So
is
finding
done. There are
attitudes
people who do it,
was
and
really
Anna
happy.
does it. And we're going to show our viewers now who might wonder, well, what's it like for the piercing? And let's show our viewers a bit. We've got a film here of 3 people who are undergoing piercing, and I want to warn our viewers that if you're at all squeamish, you may want to blink a bit on this. Let's have a look, please.
Oh, my God. This is like the ultimate way to wear jewelry for me. I get a lot of strange looks. Things like, does that go all the way through you? About my lip, that's what people say.
Okay, are you ready? Take a deep breath. Here we go. There it is. Oh, that turned out
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, the placement's really perfect for you. Your ears are just right.
Oh, I love it. Okay, I'll need you to pull up your shirt. Clean the area that's going to be pierced.
I've been nervous since last night, or whenever I think about it.
We're marking the placement of the piercing.
Well, I'm scared of needles, and it's just been a big fear of mine since I was a little girl, so...
We line up these little dots that I've made. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Take a deep breath. Blow it out. Don't look. Okay, now we put the jewelry in the back of the needle. And there's the jewelry and the piercing. It's done. You did it. There we are, my dear. You are adorned. The inside of the nose is the most sensitive part of this particular piercing. The last layer of tissue is very, very sensitive. There's quite a few nerve endings on the inside.
It's kind of an adrenaline thing. I watched your fears.
Okay, take a deep breath and blow it out. There it is. Okay, take this away.
It's numb. I don't feel anything really. You feel the push.
Okay, here goes the jewelry. Now don't move your head. Keep your head still.
I'm trying.
There it is.
Very tight.
It doesn't really hurt. Just
Make sure eyes water.
Oh, now, I'd have to say that it looks to me like it does hurt. Now, let's get that straight first. It does hurt, doesn't it?
That's a
Right there. We saw you going in. Right there. You said, I'm afraid of needles, and you went in and had yourself pierced. It hurt, didn't it?
Yeah. Kind of. You could just, it was numb by the time.
The clamp kind of
the clamp
decreases
numbs
the
it.
pain. The clamp hurts a lot more than the needle.
How about the tattoos? The tattoos. What's that feel like, Jason? Right there in your, huh?
The one on the sternum, on the side of the chest is not too bad. Once you get in the sternum area, right in the solar flex, it does bite a little bit.
And what about piercing the nipples?
Actually, I enjoyed the piercing myself.
It's a good thing your mom was in Hawaii.
Now if our viewers can pick up the reaction, but let me ask you this. Sometimes we say it hurts good. Is there somebody here who say, yeah, they like it? Right there, you, sir.
Well, I'm Mike Jensen. Most of my tattoos come from the Touch of Class tattoo and also from my wife. Most of mine, the only part mine hurt is on the armband as it was coming towards the inside. And it wasn't so much pain as it was, oh, I can take this. It was a muscle thing, a man thing. But
exhilaration?
Yeah, it was kind of like, here it comes, and you just sit there, and it's like, how much pain or how much hurt can it be? And this the only time it hurt was just right in here. But it's tolerable.
Jason, you see.
It's your adrenaline's rushing, your endorphins are kicking in, and for some people, it might be sort of a metaphysic experience. you know, as far as like a cleansing experience for themselves.
This is a high?
Yeah.
How about that? 140 hours. Did it hurt?
Of course.
Of course. All right. There's an honest answer, unembellished, right in the back.
You have to remember that pain is a real relative thing to a lot of people too. And as a tattoo artist, I'm always trying to judge, you know, do people have different levels or thresholds of pain, or some people just like to be more dramatic than others? Because most of the people I tattoo, you know, everyone makes it through it. I've never had anybody get up and leave and not be able to take it, and it is a very cleansing experience.
140 hours of that. Did you enjoy the pain?
Well, I wouldn't say that. It's not.
What would you say?
It's not unbearable. It's nothing to cry about.
I think that a lot of people have a big misunderstanding that you need to realize that not everybody who gets tattooed is some sadistic person that is into being beat up and made to bleed and be in pain. That is not the part, you know, I mean, that's not the enjoyment of the tattoo. The enjoyment of the tattoo is the outcome. You can take this beautiful blank canvas and turn it into something so incredibly beautiful. And that, I've had people just in my chair and cry.
All right.
I couldn't imagine going through life without a tattoo.
Dustin, again, yours, show our viewers again, if you would, right there. Did that hurt?
Yeah.
It looks like it would hurt. So the question is, clearly here, you admit it hurt, you admit it hurt. I'm going to put the question to you first. Why? Why do you do that?
Why did I do this one?
Yeah.
Tell the truth.
I did it to better sexually please my girlfriend.
Thank you.
Very good.
Do I dare repeat the question? Do I dare repeat? I'm going to ask you why.
How can I follow that?
I hope you can. Why?
I have something that nobody else does that can't be taken away from me.
Right.
And
Is this a feeling of ownership, you're saying? Pride?
Sure.
Why?
I wanted something more unique, you know, different from other
What have you
people's.
got? Let's see.
But I've seen other people with it. It's just it's more liquorable, and I want to get more.
Unique.
Some, you know, a lot more on, you know, upper, you know, not to really something I can show off, but you know, it's kind of a work of art. I want to look around, find something unique, you know, and just, you know, something that I can show off,
Well,
you know, and say
that you
something.
can show off. To whom? Who do you show it off to?
Just whoever would like to see it, you know.
Okay.
It's just,
Right there.
In my case, I have two tattoos. I have one large one that covers about 1/3 of my body. It's done by the same person that did Tim Green.
After that, I'm not sure if I want to ask this question or not.
I can turn it, well,
That's
it
good.
started here. And the reason and what's going on here is the whole front of my leg and into my groin are covered with bad burn scars that I received as a child. This completely changed my life. And then I loved it so much that I added, and then it continues up, and then into a full back piece.
Okay. Jason, the question to you, why? Here you are, look at you're pierced in the nipples, tattooed all over on your head. Why?
Why, some people are unhappy with how their body is, you know, and as far as piercings and tattoos, that enhances them, you know, maybe boost
Were
their
you in that
self-esteem.
category?
Well, yeah, you know, not everybody's totally happy with themselves, you know, not everybody's perfect.
It's
you
given
know.
a lot of people confidence. I mean, most people who don't have tattoos, I can't expect you to understand this, but a lot of people who don't have them would probably think, I would be embarrassed to let somebody see a tattoo maybe. But for the most part, people who have tattoos and piercings, they would probably not even wear shorts a day in their life until they had some beautiful artwork to show off instead of their body.
I've gone into
you
groups
know?
of people who were gathered around for something completely else, and we'll all end up sitting around showing off each other's piercings and admiring each other's piercings. I love my body. I'm very proud of what Mother Nature gave me, and this is my way of showing it. My
Art
way of
finishes what
adorning
nature
it.
couldn't.
That's
Back there. Introduce yourself, please.
My name is Grady Anderson, and I have my work done by Marcy, and this kind of all has meaning to me. It's really deep. And
would you hold that around there a second again? Let our camera get on that again so we can get a good look at that. Okay.
One of my friends told me, you know, that changed my whole idea on tattooing. He says, you know, it's one of the only things that you're going to have for the rest of your life that no one can take from you. You know, you could be pouring out in the streets and you still got your tattoos, and they're never going to leave you or nothing. So
How do people, okay, now there's definitely, I get the feeling of kind of a mutual admiration society here, isn't that correct?
Yeah, we're a family.
You're
All
a
of
family.
us.
I get that feeling. You tend to know one another. Is that right? You're acquainted around here?
Well, you don't have to.
It forms a common bond.
Is this a community?
Yeah.
Is this
It is. It's
not
an
by
unspoken
name.
community. I mean, if I had never met Anna before and I might have noticed her tattoos or something, we automatically would be, in a sense, soul sisters.
Yeah.
You know, we've both been to the same plateau together and without each other.
But now, how do other people outside this community, people who think differently, how do they react to you, other people?
Fascination,
I had
right?
a child just today, and it has happened in the past. I was riding on the bus today, and a little kid, and they love them the most, come scrambling up to sit down next to me because they wanted to check him out, and her mother pulled him away from me. Don't talk to people like that.
How do people react to you? How do people react, Jason?
A lot of people think that I might want to try to snag their purse or try to break into their standing waiting for the crosswalk.
Right there.
I stand there waiting for the crosswalk. I have people roll up their windows, lock their doors. I don't know why.
I was in the Air Force, and when you get into basic training, you know, you're taking group showers. It's kind of difficult, and you notice one thing is that while you're all standing around naked, the tattooed guys have something to talk about. Everybody else starts talking about
Everybody else. Okay. How do you, when you this negative reaction you've talked about, how do you feel about that? You drive up in your car. I mean, I drive in my car, say, and I take a look at you, and I roll up the window and lock the door. How does that make you feel?
If you don't like it, don't look at it.
No, but how do you feel?
How do I feel? I don't feel ashamed at all, you know. I feel like pulling up my pant leg a little further and go, well, take a look at that, you know.
Is that part of it?
It is. I like to show off my tattoos. I'm not ashamed a bit of them.
Right there.
Hi, I'm Morgan Shelley from Spartacus Enterprises, and I sell body jewelry too. And what I found is that I used to get picked up on at the bus malls a lot. And once I got my septum piercing, people would just look at me like I was weird instead. And that was kind of nice because I got, tired of these really scary people coming up to me, hey, baby. So I liked it.
Back to you, Don.
Don Miltenberger again. You're talking about two of the oldest art forms probably in the world. First tattooing and